Hello, everyone. So, I will say over the holiday, I did finally watch a couple of movies I wanted to see. One I haven't seen, I was kind of curious about. Those were Guardians of the Galaxy, the Christmas special, The Northman. So, I wanted to do quick reviews since nothing really to go in depth with these movies, too in depth or anything like that. So I'll start with Guardians of the Galaxy simply because it's the easiest one because it was the short. It was alright. It was definitely a very Marvel movie, which is, I mean, if you know Marvel movies, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't, it tries to be serious, but it has so many jokes and one-liners. Well, not necessarily one-liners, but quips and stuff like that. It's just like, okay, don't know if you're trying to be a serious movie or a funny movie or whatever. But I would say overall it was decent for what it was. Just a quick, hey, just wanted to say happy holidays and stuff like that. And so basically, it starts with a cartoon flashback because I guess the guy who played Yondu, I completely forget his name and I'm too lazy to look him up. I'm so sorry. Sees Chris Pine. Yeah, Chris Pine. Jeez, I'm watching a video that's Chris Pine in it. Sorry. Sees Peter Quill, aka Chris Pratt, setting up a Christmas tree with shit. His name's I'm blanking on his name too. Sean Gunn, believe it is. I keep forgetting his character's name, but the second command setting up for Christmas, and Peter tells Yondu what it is like a tradition. We give gifts, and Yondu gets all pissy, saying, "We're Ravengers. We don't do that. We keep what we earn, or we earn what we keep, not give stuff away." Smashes the tree. Says, "If this ain't clean up by the time I get back, you're both in trouble. I hate Christmas." And then snaps back to the present with the right hand man saying, "And that's how Christmas was ruined forever." And I was like, okay, cool. That's kind of funny. But then they do a semi cringy Christmas song parody where it's a group called the. I know anyone who's listening to this is probably going, "Dale, you're being such a dumbass. Look everything up." Yeah, I should. But it's I'm assuming an indie band dressed up in alien gear, doing song that, like, they don't know Christmas or anything like that, and Groot's in the background dancing, and everyone's just, like, looking at this band going, what the fuck are you singing? So Mantis and Drax decide to try to bring back the Christmas cheer for Peter, and what's the one way to do it? Not Mantis telling Peter that she's his sister. No, go to Earth and kidnap Kevin Bacon. I wish I was joking. That's literally the entire plot of the movie was two aliens going to Earth to kidnap a human just because Peter doesn't remember what Christmas is all about. And of course, hijinks ensue. They go to the Chinese theater in California with the Star Walk, and there's like a minute or minute and a half or something like that of Mantis and Drax having pictures taken of them like they're in costume because apparently there's an Avengers costume event going on. Hilarity. But then they get back on track trying to find Kevin Bacon, and they go to a bar, and they blow all the money they made being given for the pictures. And then outside, they're like, we still can't find Kevin Bacon, and one of those star map vendor people. They give a map and says $40, and Man's like, we don't have the money, and then she uses her telekinesis power to force the person to give her the map. End up at Kevin Bacon says, no, I'm not going with you. They break in, and once again, hilarity ensues, and I did chuckle a couple of times. It's kind of funny to see Kevin Bacon running and panicked as he is, because he is an amazing actor. But they encounter the police. Again, more hilarity. And on their ship, going back to nowhere, the skull of the, what is this, Celestial, I think. And they're going over what Kevin Bacon's different roles were, and they finally find out Kevin Bacon is an actor, and they go on this really weird, I'm assuming meta rant about how, like, oh my god, he's an actor, it's disgusting, they're not human kind of thing. And Mans once again does her powers and makes Kevin Bacon act like a hero, and once again he shows off his amazing acting talent. So back in nowhere, Peter is in some bar and all moody and depressed. And somehow everyone was able to set up this elaborate Christmas theme, like light, snow, music. And they present a giant man-sized present, and Peter's like, oh my god, thank you guys. And then the box starts moving, and Kevin goes, guys, I don't have any air, I'm about to pass out. And Peter is freaking out and tells Mans to remove the spell that Bacon's under, and of course he freaks, says he's not going to run, then runs, and then the second command is going to take Kevin back, and says, well, we were just trying to give Peter a Christmas cheer, or Christmas to remember. And Kevin says, okay, well, I'll stay and help you do that. And Kevin shows off his singing talent by singing a song. And I didn't know he was in a band. Learn something new every day, guys. His band was called the Bacon Brothers. But after that, Kevin Bacon goes home, and it's like, well, I just wanted to give you a Christmas to remember Peter. And Peter's like, oh, that wasn't the way to do it. And Mans finally reveals that she's his sister. Yeah. Mans reveals that she is his sister. And Peter's like, well, that's the greatest gift I've ever could have been given. And Mans all lights up and everything. Then they do another flashback where we see Yondu rummaging through the trash and sees the gift Peter was going to give him. And it was one of the little action figure things that he has on his ship that we find out he likes to collect. So Yondu gives Peter his first blaster things, whatever they're called. And that's pretty much the end of the film. So I do feel like the film was rushed. Like, Drax is actually in a shirt this entire time, and I have a feeling that was Dave Bautista saying he didn't want to be in full costume, or he's not exactly feeling the character anymore. Because I know in Guardians 3 he said that it's his last time being Drax, so I think this was like, just, hey, can you just put this on? Because in Guardians 2, if you remember, Drax says he doesn't wear Rocket's jetpack thing and doesn't wear shirts because he's got sensitive nipples, which is a joke. But I honestly do think that David didn't want to be in full costume. Even the makeup and the costumes for, I'm going to say, most of the characters looked very, not rushed, but not well together. Drax's face looks rounder than usual. Even Mantis kind of feels like meh. I think Nebula was the only one that was kind of not rushed, but she also did. I know it's a character, but she just didn't seem like she wanted to be there. Peter definitely wasn't cleaned up. He looks a lot more rugged in this one. And they only have like one official set, and that's the Nowhere's place. And it doesn't feel like it was shot, or it wasn't meant to be in the Skull of the Titan. Because the both times we've been to Nowhere, it didn't look like a old west town. This one kind of did, because they even had dirt everywhere. For me, it was weird. So yeah, I think they kind of rushed this one, just saying, "Hey, let's just get it out right now, right before the holidays," and no one will say anything. But anywho, that's my crappy review of Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. Definitely worth like a watch, not one of those like, I'll watch it every year kind of thing. Thank you guys for listening, and I'll talk to you later. See ya.